A bad time to be in love. I wrote it on a keyboard because my starter wife was in the kitchen threatening to put a 12-inch cast iron skillet through my forehead. It was a bad time to be in love. And we'll do that song for you later, but you know, I'm thinking you got to know some of this. I'll fill you in along the way. Some comes from a fantasy, some songs come from, you know, within your heart, some, they just come, like I'm your captain. I prayed, I said, now I lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul to keep. If I should die before I wake, I pray the Lord my soul to take, just like my mom taught all 6 kids. And I put a P.S. on there and I said, by the way, God, would you give me a song that would reach and touch the hearts of people you want to get to? I'm writing all the time. I'm writing things down on napkins and, you know, pieces of scratch paper and stuff. My wife's going around picking this stuff up and putting them in files. Well, here, keep this all in one place, will you? I didn't know that was going to be a song. I just thought it was words. It was like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning when that thing came out. That was the first song I had ever written. The lyrics first, too. Everything else came from a jam, from, you know, this. But I started playing that. You know, and it started going in my head. I went, oh, wait a minute. The words. Maybe it is a song. And I took it to rehearsal that day, and I played it for Don and Mel. And they went, man, this song's a hit. They were right. For once in their life. I'd like to introduce not only the baddest ass bass player that I know of, but my friend Lawrence Buckner. Lawrence has agreed to sing this song. I've been doing a lot of interviews lately where we're going to South America next month, and we were in Moscow in December. It seems like people from around the world are wanting me to come and play my music. This is a damn good answer, you know? I need to be out there doing that. I need to be out, as long as I'm still sucking air, I need to be doing this. And that was one of the songs, you know, came off of E Pluribus Funk. You remember that? Yeah. That album, Stevie Marriott from Humble Pie sold me that SG. It was a white SG. And Humble Pie had opened for Grand Funk in Europe. We had just finished this European tour. And we said, let's bring them back to the United States with us because they are rocking their asses off. And so they came, and they did Shea Stadium with Grand Funk Railroad. We flew over in a helicopter, and I'm looking down there, and the whole stadium is going like this. I mean, the whole thing, and I thought, this thing's gonna collapse right before our very eyes here. I mean, they were rocking hard. I loved it. We landed in this parking lot where the limo was supposed to pick us up. No limo. No car, nothing. So this guy that was with us, he was kind of like this, you know, run down to the phone booth. This was long before cell phones. He made a phone call, about 5 minutes. There was cop cars all around coming in with the lights and sirens going. We jump in the back seat, go into Shea Stadium with the lights and sirens going. We get out of cop cars. It was like, yes! They liked it. I loved it, man. Are you kidding me? I was 20 years old when Grand Funk started. My mother, God rest her soul, Betty, had to sign my contract, because in the state of Michigan, you got to be 21. I wasn't legal yet. That's great. That's great. You know, garage band guy. That's all. You know, we just start off at garage band. But my heart has been in the music all the time. And I always wanted to be responsible with what I was saying to people and taking the news that my eyes were recording when I'd go and descend down through the smog, and then all of a sudden, wow, there's LAX down there. You know, there's actually a city down here. And, you know, I wrote songs based on my experiences and based on what I thought people was after. The same thing me, is love and peace. That's what Americans are really all about. You know, we're about peace and love, really. We help people. And only since the transference of our monetary, for those who don't know, he's now 23-year-old, my youngest boy, Jesse, broke his neck a year and a half ago, and he is quadriplegic, and he's on life support. He's on a vent. And I gotta say, maybe 8, 9 months ago, he said, Dad, called me into, you know, he's in our house, he lives with us, and we got this system that's got a sling that picks him up from the seat belt comes on, and picks him up and puts him in a chair, and he can drive his little wheelchair with his puff and sip, but he moves his head. That's all he can move, but he says, Dad, I don't want to be a head in a bed. Pull the plug on this damn thing. I about lost it. I said in the first place, I'm your dad. Don't ask me to do that shit. Shortly after that, maybe a week or two, Rachel, the night nurse, started working at our place. And I came off the road and I'm watching this relationship developing between Rachel and Jesse. And then I came home like a month later and I'm thinking, man, is this real? I said, Lisa, am I seeing what I'm seeing in there? She says, honey, you're seeing it. You know, he's changed. I walked in and I said, Jesse, how you doing? He looks over at me. Here's a quadriplegic laying on his back in bed, depending on, you know, electricity to keep him alive. He goes, Dad, I'm the luckiest man in the world. Love. That's what it's all about. I wish you'd just throw Jesse tonight.
You got it.
We appreciate it. You want to say that? Okay. I'm going to go over here to this keyboard and see what happens.
Got a tall guy in front of me.
And another badass in my organization, J.H. Jackson from Cleveland.
Woo!
The best, only the best. And Mark Byers out there in the merch. Hey, I'm gonna let you know this. If you buy a t-shirt, hat, or anything of the merch that I sell, you're buying American made. I will not sell you any foreign crap. My people need to work. Therefore, I'm doing my part, and y'all need to do your part. Look at the tags, especially on them damn cars. It's a lot of money to get in another country. We got to keep our money here, even though there ain't much left of it when you consider the seigniorage. Do you know what that word is, seigniorage? Does anybody know?
No.
I'm going to tell you what seigniorage is. It's the difference between what it costs them asshole families that own the Federal Reserve to make that $100 bill and what I got to do to obtain it, its face value. That's seigniorage. That's arrogance as far as I'm concerned. But you see, there's $99.98 worth of debt on every $100 bill. How are we going to dig ourselves out of that? And then they charge interest on it? Are you kidding me? We're dead already. I mean, look at the debt that this country has we're enduring it, yeah. But it's just paper. You know, they say, well, the Chinese, they own all this Federal Reserve, and the Japanese is holding all this American money. Well, let them take it up with the ones who printed it off over across the pond. That ain't got nothing to do with us. The Constitution says Congress needs to be coining that money and controlling it for the interest of you and I. If that ain't happening, honey, something in the milk ain't cream.
It ain't happening.
I'm just saying.
Just say it.
Remember when I wrote that, brother?
Yeah.
I just lied again. I'm practicing. If I get good enough at lying, I too could become president. Or a politician. All these cats that know, and they fail to tell us.